My camera says I have 12 minutes. About 10 a.m. now. I keep thinking about writing. I keep thinking about why it's all gone down, like why, right? And of course, it only makes sense if this has never been about his movie and everything about himself and the women around him in the movie, That those women saw my material and then they got really actually excited and said, oh yeah, cool, hot badass guy. He justifies it. He makes it feel good now. Right? And isn't that just really sad that he's done everything he's done to keep us apart, That they always saw the movie through their lens, right? That if we say that I've been wrong, if we say that the film, right, is a sadistic monument to his sexual control of these women, that's what it actually is. And that Mikey Madison and Sydney Sweeney both feel like bitches who get tied up and fucked to make Quentin Tarantino feel good, right? That when they saw my material, right, it touched something really deep in their mind, right? That's something else that I was thinking about is me being a writer, them taking my writing, putting that inside of their psyche, right, where Quentin conceives. You get it? Right? That's that they were oh no, we can snag this man and he's fucking hot and awesome and he can do the things and then it can feel good because we can make him feel good, right? Because we'll be together and he's hot and maybe he thinks we're hot and all these things, all these sweet, innocent, loving things. And Quentin was always terrified at the thought of, right? Because he's never had a healthy relationship with them. He's always done sadistic sexual shit to them, right? And knows that, right? If they confess everything to me, then he's exposed in the most vulnerable terms. And so he didn't want to just let them follow their hearts. He didn't want to let them, look me in the eye and say, I'm in the movie critic too. Do you think that I'm cool? Right? I want you to play the role because you seem really special. And I want us to be close. I want there's really hard scenes in the film and I want us to be close. Is that impossible? I'm pretty sure that's actually the only logical thing for why everything has gone the way that it has. That it's been this elaborate, convoluted thing because it was never him who gave a fuck about my writing. It was the young women he's been debasing and manipulating sexually and spiritually for the last 6 years. Right? Doesn't that kind of makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? That they would see my material and think, he's a writer. This guy's a real writer. And he's so fine and he's so talented. And this guy could tie me up and fuck me. You get it? Right, now I want to get tied up and fucked. Right? And so Quentin, right, this is where it becomes really sad and not magic and not cool for him to not get excited by that. That's yep, that's what I'm saying, right? Like real magic. Right? He said, "Oh, cool. So you like this guy. Cool. Yeah, you go talk to him." Right? But if it hurts him deeply, the thought of them being vulnerable and naked and talking shit about him, basically, mocking him. He's really self-conscious, that in fact tracks in a big way. Why he would do everything in his power to cast his spell over my mind, and then when he fails to do so, holds them in a disgusting quasi-criminal fashion and compels them to sign permission waivers and get fucked against their will on his film set. Right? Because He lost them. He lost their mind immediately. So now he's using his mind to hold their body. And like it's done. Like it's done. Like it's done. He made it too weird. Right? If he was cool at all. Right? Maybe after like a week it would like wouldn't have been cool. Of course, Tribeca is my fault. It's not his fault, right? It's his fault that they're so lost psychologically. That's the point. And that they're willing to, right, finally stand up to him and say, I'm an adult. I have the right to see him, right? He doesn't want to play your games. I think I want to play his games. That's like, that kind of makes a lot of sense, actually. As far as the psychic mind game is concerned. Right? That if Quentin treated everyone with respect, like Christopher Nolan, like in that like sort of way, in terms of like a truer spirit of collaboration, right? Then those women wouldn't have immediately decided to leave Hollywood, to leave everything for me, because, right, it's pretty obvious that that's what's been occurring, that they've been trying to say, I'm sorry to involve you in this, but, right, I needed you to play the movie critic because that script sucks. It's not a good movie. And then you don't want to play Quentin's games. It excites us even more. Will you please protect us? You don't have to fuck us. Right? They're like the same as me, like in that way. And that's like why it's sweet and genuine and sincere, you know? That it's like, I see that you can protect me. Like, can you, like, are you prepared to, like, just protect me, you know? No, I'll do whatever you want. Like, we'll be good to you, you know? Like, it can be good. It can be great. Right? And so that's like what they wanted to do. That's what they wanted to go and say, right, I want you to make me feel good about these scenes. I want you to make me feel good about doing this movie. Right? And if they do that by like running their fingers through my hair and telling me how fine I am, you know, like that's, right? That's like, it's not cool to like get in the way of that. That's the point. Right? That's not magic. That's selfish and controlling. Right? That's the point. And so it could have been like, it's funny like when I think about it now, you know, like it could have been like through the movie, like in like this gracious like kind of way, but now it's like me writing, right? I'm just like swallowing their psyche like with writing, you know, that's kind of like what's happening now. And that's kind of funny, the thought of them like actually getting excited about like a writer that doesn't want to destroy their psyche, right? The depth of his control over them is so sickening to consider, like how awful he is to all of them. And it behooves me to have a heart. It behooves me to see this through, because I don't think that anyone else is really prepared to allow them to feel safe enough to confess everything. But I do feel that they will with me. Right? Not because they want to fuck me. You know, maybe they do want to fuck me, but because of protection, being safe, like feeling, they don't feel safe anymore, right? They don't feel safe in the movies. They don't feel safe like on a film set, right? But if I'm with them, if we're together, I don't feel safe like doing anything I love, right? That we're all like broken because of this man, right? And so we have to come together, because then, right, we can create new identities with our professions, you know, with our sexual identities, with our psyches, with our bodies, all these things, right? And until we set that foundation of being close, like all of us, you know, however many need out from under him, right? I think it's 4, you know, I think that it's 4, it's not 2, but Sydney and Mikey, right? Like he actually like can't keep them from coming to me. That's right? He could chain up his wife and that could last for like a month or 2, but right, you see what I'm saying? Right, that it's not about being with them, but we all want to be together. That's like, and can't we just like stop being weird about it? You know, I get it. Like I get, oh, cool, fucking Hollywood mind bullshit. Like, oh my god, right? He resents the fact that I would have submitted to Sydney and Mikey immediately. That's really like what this is. That he hates the fact that I respect them more than him because they're prepared to look me in the eye and say what they want. Because they've been treated like the way Quentin treats them for so long, right? That they've become their own kind of sledgehammers, and they saw like a radiant, like high value man, and said, "I want to see this man. I like me, him alone with a candle." Like yeah, like that's like what they thought immediately. Like yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I can make this guy like feel good, and he'll make me feel good, and then we'll do the movie and we'll be together. And that's like right. That's actually like beautiful in magic, you know. And so therefore, right, he is no longer the high priest of Hollywood. I am.